Hello, we will be discussing 5 questions from ancient history today. Let's get started. The first question is, choose the incorrect statements. First, Neolithic age was followed by Iron Age. Second, in the Chalcolithic period, the use of stone tools was totally given up, especially with the use of copper and bronze. Third, the chief characteristic of Neolithic age is to use or is the use of bow and arrow. And last, the chief characteristic of Mesolithic age is polishing of the tools. Now the options are all of the above are incorrect. Second option is none of the above are incorrect. Third option is only the statement C and 3 are incorrect. And fourth is only the option A, that is statement A and B are incorrect. Now firstly, it's asking us about the incorrect statements. Very important. Now, if you see here, the correct answer is all of the above. All of the above statements are incorrect. Let's understand a little about this. You see, the Neolithic age was followed by Iron Age. This is incorrect. Why? Because the Neolithic period or the Neolithic age is followed by what we understand as the Chalcolithic period. And the Chalcolithic period is followed by the Iron Age. So this statement is incorrect for the simple reason that the Neolithic age was followed by the Chalcolithic, and Chalcolithic is also understood as the copper stone age. Then let's look at the second statement. In the Chalcolithic period, the use of stone tools was totally given up, especially with the use of copper and bronze. Now this statement is also wrong. Why? Because in the Chalcolithic period, the use of stone tools was not given up. You see, it's saying here that the use of the stone tools was totally given up. So this statement is false here because it was not totally given up. The stone tools were still used, right? The third statement is the chief characteristic of Neolithic age is the use of bow and arrow. This is again wrong. Why? Because the chief characteristic of the Neolithic age is not the use of bow and arrow. Bow and arrow are the chief characteristic of the Mesolithic age. Mesolithic age or the Middle Stone Age. So this is wrong. The chief characteristic of the Mesolithic age is polishing of the stone tools. Now this is also wrong. Why? Because the chief characteristic of the Mesolithic age is not the polishing of stone tools. The polishing of the stone tools basically happened where it happened in the Neolithic period. In the Neolithic period. So these following statements are wrong for the following reasons that you see written here. What we're talking about is the Stone Age period. You see, Stone Age period is divided under the following heads. The first is Paleolithic or also called as the Old Stone Age. Okay, then the second period of it is understood as the Mesolithic. In Mesolithic period, the use of bow and arrow began during this period. Also, domestication of animals, horticulture, and primitive cultivation also started. Then the third is Neolithic. In the Neolithic, the chief characteristics are the practice of agriculture, domestication of animals, polishing of the stone tools. So this is the reason why you understand that these statements are false. Then after the Neolithic came the Metal Age, which we understand as the Chalcolithic period. And then there was the Iron Age. So these are all the ages that we've talked about. So this is about the question number 1. All the above statements are incorrect. Let's get on to the next question. The next question is, match the following Paleolithic or the Old Stone Age places. Now here we have two lists, list 1 and list 2. The following are our options. So we just simply have to match the places where they belong. The first is Son Valley, Shivalik Hills, Adamgarh Hills, Atirapakkam, and the places where they belong to are given here. So it's Pakistan, North India, Narmada Valley, Chennai, Andhra Pradesh. The correct answer to this question is it is option 1. Let's understand how. Son Valley is an important Paleolithic or Old Stone Age Old Stone Age location which is basically present in today's Pakistan. Alright, then Shivalik Hill is today present in the north of India. Then Adamgarh Hill is present in Narmada Valley. And Atirampakkam is situated in Chennai. So this is the correct order. If you follow this order, the option correct is A, B, C and D. Andhra Pradesh also has an important location pertaining to the Paleolithic or the Old Stone Age place, but that is not Atirampakkam, that is actually Kurnool. So this is an additional bit. Please understand Kurnool is located in Andhra Pradesh and it is basically near Tungabhadra and Krishna river. So this is the correct answer. Son Valley is in today Pakistan. In place of Pakistan, you could have also gotten an option, for instance, the northwest India. So both these locations are correct. Shivalik Hills in north of India, Adamgarh Hill is in Narmada Valley, and Atirampakkam is in Chennai. To give you another important location of the Paleolithic or the Old Stone Age is also Bhimpetka. Now, Bhimpetka is an important place pertaining to the Old Stone Age and it is present in Madhya Pradesh. These are the important places about the Old Stone Age. Food was basically obtained by hunting animals and gathering edible plants and tubers. Therefore, the people who belong to the Paleolithic or the Old Stone Age, these people were also called hunters and gatherers. Hunters and gatherers. They used stone tools. Their tools were basically hand-sized and they flaked off large pebbles for hunting animals. So these are some of the important things about the Paleolithic or the Old Stone Age places. Let's get to the third question. It's asking us choose the correct statements. Now these are 3 statements. Let's go through them. The first statement is there are 3 important stages or phases of evolution pertaining to Harappan civilization. The second statement is pre-Harappan stage is located in eastern Balochistan. The third is early Harappan stage, people lived in large villages in plains. And the fourth statement is mature Harappan stage, the great cities emerged. So we have understood that it is asking us about the evolution or it is asking us about the origin and evolution of the Harappan civilization. Right? Now, which of the following statements are correct? You see, barring A, all the others are correct. So the correct answer is D. Why is the statement A incorrect? Because the Harappan civilization, as we understand today, is not divided in 3, but there are important 4 stages of the Harappan civilization. The first is pre-Harappan. The second is early Harappan. The third is mature Harappan. And the last is late Harappan. Now, pre-Harappan stage is located in eastern Balochistan. This is absolutely correct. The excavations basically happened at Mehergarh, which is 150 miles to the northwest of Mohenjo-daro. That basically reveals the existence of pre-Harappan stage, right? In this stage, the nomadic people began to settle in a place and they led agricultural life. Now, the third statement here is early Harappan stage, people lived in large villages in plains. This is absolutely correct. In the early Harappan stage, people basically lived in large villages in the plains. There was a gradual growth of towns in the Indus Valley Also, the transition from rural to urban life, from rural to urban life took place during this period. So this is extremely important. The important sites, for example, that you can understand pertaining to this is Amri, Kot, Diji. These are the examples of early Harappan site stages, and both of these are in Pakistan. Then, mature Harappan stage, the great cities emerged. This is also absolutely correct. The great cities emerged in the mature Harappan stage. The excavations, especially at Kalibangan, with an elaborate town planning. So this place, Kalibangan, this is in India. This place has an elaborate town planning and also extreme urban features. So this basically proves that great cities emerged during the mature Harappan stage. And the last stage is the late Harappan that you see here. In the late Harappan stage, basically, this stage saw the decline of the Indus culture. The excavations at Lothal, which is in Gujarat, the excavations at Lothal explain this stage of evolution. Lothal was important because of its port and it was surrounded by massive bricks which provided protection from flood. Lothal remained an emporium of trade between the Harappan civilization and the remaining part of India, and especially trade with India and Mesopotamia. So these are the important uh, things that you need to know about the evolution of the Harappan civilization. The next question that we have is, choose the correct statements in relation to the Harappan script. Now, what we're concerned about in this question is the Harappan script. The first statement is, the script was mostly written from right to left. The second statement is, the seals have Boistrophidin method. The third is, Parpola concluded the language Harappan used was Dravidian. And the last is, scholars connect the script with Brahmi. Now the options are, all the above are correct. The second option is none of the above are correct. The third option is only A, B and D are correct. And the fourth option is only A, C and D are correct. Now the correct answer of the fourth question is, all the above are correct. You see, the Harappan script is yet to be fully deciphered. It is yet to be fully deciphered in the sense that all that we know about the script is that there are a number of signs ranging between 400 and to 600, of which 40 to 60 are basic and the rest are their variants. The script was mostly written, like it is here, from right to left. So from right to left, right? The seals have Boistrophidin method. What is this Boistrophidin method? This is extremely important. You see, there are long seals which show us that they use the Boistrophidin method, which is writing in reverse direction. Writing in reverse direction. In alternative lines. So this is the meaning of the word Boistrophedon, writing in reverse direction in alternative lines. Then the third is Parpola concluded the language Harappan was Dravidian. Now Parpola is extremely important a personality. Why? Because he and his Scandinavian colleagues came to the conclusion that the language of the Harappans was Dravidian. Very important. So this statement is also correct. And the last statement is, scholars connect the script with Brahmi. This is also correct because there is a group of scholars which are not, from the Soviet or Union or from the Scandinavian countries, and this group of scholars basically believe that the language was Brahmi. So all these statements are correct. You have to specially remember that why there is no certainty that some group of scholars say it was Dravidian and some say it was Brahmi is because this script, like I told you here, is yet to be fully deciphered. This is all that we know about the scripts. The mystery of the Harappan script still exists, and there is no doubt that the decipherment of the Harappan script will throw much light into the culture. So these are all the important points you have to remember pertaining to the Harappan script. Boisterfrieden method is extremely important. This is the explanation of the word. Let's get to the last question today. That is, consider the correct statements in relation to the burial methods of Harappan people. Now we are asked about the burial method. The first statement is, cemeteries have been found around cities like Lothal, Harappa, Kalibangan, Rupar, etc. Second is, in Lothal, the use of coffins has been found. Third is, wooden coffins have been found in Harappa. And the last is, practice of pot burial is also found in Lothal. Now from these, we have to find the correct statement. If you read all of these are actually correct. So the correct answer is for all of the above. You see, the cemeteries have been discovered by the historians around the cities like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Kalibangan, Lothal, Rupar, etc. So they throw a light on the burial practices of the Harappans. The second statement is, in Lothal, the use of coffins has been found. This is absolutely correct because at Lothal, the burial pit was lined with burnt bricks. Burnt bricks, and this indicated that there was a use of coffins. So this statement is absolutely correct. You have to understand that burnt bricks were basically used by Harappans. This can also come in the exam. Then wooden coffins have been found in Harappa. This is also correct because wooden coffins were found at Harappan by the, through the excavation. So at Harappa, wooden coffins were used, and the last is, the practice of pot burial is also found in Lothal. This is also correct. Why? Because the practice of pot burial is something that was, common amongst the Harappan people. This is found in Lothal, and they have also found within this pot burial that pair of skeletons have been found, suggesting that the Harappan people had pot burial as a burial method. So if you see, all these statements are absolutely correct. Please remember the burnt brick pit and that there in Lothal there was a use of coffins. In Harappan there was a use of wooden coffin, and in the practice of pot burial is also found in Lothal. So these are all the 5 important questions we have to discuss today about ancient history. Thank you for watching.